We're Brian and Natalie. Along with our golden Kenai, we're on an epic 1,900-mile Canada to Mexico RV road trip. Today we'll be entering the spectacular Yellowstone National Park. We'll be camping and fishing bridge, but only for one night. How much of the second largest national park can you see in less than 24 hours? We'll find out. This RV road trip series will document our exploration of the entire 1,900-mile route of U.S. Highway 89. Today we'll visit the beautiful Yellowstone National Park and try to explore as much of the park as we can in 24 hours. Ride with us on our Highway 89 adventure. Along the way, we'll explain how this highway became to be known as the first good road. This morning, we'll reluctantly be leaving the beautiful state of Montana. Last episode, we drove on the lower half, and it's been wonderfully eye-opening. From the shortest river to dinosaur eggs, we've been constantly reminded of how much there is to experience in the Big Sky country. But Yellowstone is calling us. It's day 7 of our RV road trip. We're heading to Wyoming, only our second state. We have reservations at Fishing Bridge RV Park, but we only have one night, so we want to make the most of our short stay in this magnificent place. It's so big and spread out. It's the second largest national park in the lower 48. How much of Yellowstone can we see in 24 hours? Let's find out together. But shortly after we got started, I saw the Jeep in my rear view mirrors. I never see the Jeep in my mirrors, so something must be wrong.
It's time to pull over.
This might turn into a long day.
Yeah, it did walk out. Okay. So looking at the Jeep, looks like it's wandering funny, like one of the sides didn't lock out. It's time to pull over here and check it out, right? Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't have on the little 2-lane roads. There's no turnoffs. There's absolutely no turnoffs. So luckily there's a rest area here.
Right here next to the Yellowstone River.
Looks like we've lost a pin or something. That's what I've been hearing. We're hearing a little dankle, dankle, dankle. So we're gonna have to detach.
Luckily, I couldn't see anything bent or broken. It looks like I simply forgot to put the clip on the left-hand tow bar mount and the pin fell out, although I've never missed that on our checklist before.
So I'm back in the Jeep. I'm heading back to Livingston. There's a Murdoch's there in town. There's a good chance they have something that we could use. If not, maybe they can refer me to someone in town, hopefully. I don't want to have to go to Bozeman, but there you go. A short drive day is turning into a little longer drive day. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Well, Murdoch's have one 7/8 pin that will probably work. But it's Saturday. I've called 2 other RV stores here in, well, not here in Livingston, in Bozeman. And both of their departments, their parts departments, are closed. So this is either going to work or we're ordering something and having it sent to a lockbox somewhere in Jackson, and we'll just have to drive independently until we get there. I think that's the solution right now. When we stop up here at the entry gate, I'll take a look and just see if this is still, you know, rotated or has done anything.
It was moving slightly. Your new pin thing.
Yeah.
You can see it was moving slightly, but slightly. People having fun in the river.
The new temporary pin fit nicely, and the tow bar seemed to be in excellent working order. So we continued on our journey south towards Gardiner, the gateway town to Yellowstone's north entrance.
Sure does move low.
It looks low. I mean, it's flowing, but it could be so much higher.
This little southern Montana town was officially founded in 1880, but has served as a northern main entrance since Yellowstone was established. In 1903, the Northern Pacific Railway completed an extension of their Park Branch line from Livingston. This service was discontinued in 1948 when automobiles overcame the railroads as the primary way tourists came to this national park. In 2022, an atmospheric river caused a 1,000-year flood in Yellowstone. Damage was primarily economic to Gardiner. The Yellowstone River crested at 14 3/4 feet, almost 3 1/4 feet higher than the previous record. Although Gardiner survived the storm, the road into Yellowstone did not. We'll see the changes to Highway 89 once we enter the park. Thank goodness it all looked great. We'll just keep a close eye on it as we go. Now is finally time to enter Yellowstone. The Roosevelt Arch was built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in 1903. It was dedicated by President Theodore Roosevelt, who happened to be on vacation in the area. He laid the center cornerstone himself, but after the dedication, Roosevelt never returned to Yellowstone.
Okay, she said this new road is twisty and 10% grades. She said take it easy on this new road. We'll take it slow. It's that kind of day. Oh, state border's coming up.
The new entrance road was a widened and paved former dirt road. It's being used temporarily now until the main road down by the Yellowstone River can be repaired. A lot of it was washed away in the 2022 floods. We entered the Mammoth Hot Springs area to a lot of new pavement. We were here briefly a couple years ago, but haven't spent much time in this part of the park. And just like that, we missed our turn.
Do I need to go that road?
I don't know. I need the map.
I think that was it.
Didn't give you a lot of notice. Hang on, Mammoth Hot Springs. Usually they give you a half a mile warning.
Quickly, we found a way to turn around. We can't back up with this rig when towing our Jeep, so we have to be very careful not to get stuck with these type of U-turns. Otherwise, we'd have to stop and detach.
See the black truck, pickup truck.
No, I don't want that one.
Oh, you want where the red car is? And the northeast entrance direction. Okay. Where did that line of man?
Way out in the middle of the freaking turning. All right, back on track.
Okay, this is somewhere we've never been.
That major intersection back there was ridiculously small and outdated. As a comparison, the entrance to the visitor center was huge. I hope that intersection is on the construction list for updating. This road turned out to be narrow, twisty, and bumpy. Not my favorite. Although Garmin pointed us this way, next time I'll stay on the road through the Mammoth Hot Springs area.
This is the road right here.
Yeah, so we need to turn right.
After our mistake at the Hot Springs intersection, we once again about get lost.
Now this is a gas station.
Then a little sign at the Tower intersection told us of another U-turn coming up.
Road closed 2.5 miles ahead.
What? What?
That sign was correct. About 2.5 miles ahead, the road was indeed closed. With all the construction in the area, we couldn't find a place large enough for us to turn around. Heck, we couldn't even find a pullover spot to think about it. We carried on to see what the heck was going on ahead. Then, we came to a stop. We found out later that an RV caught fire just up the road. Their propane tank exploded, so the park rangers and the fire department had to temporarily shut down the section of road to manage the emergency. No one was hurt, but the fire-damaged RV apparently was difficult to tow away. Another U-turn, and we headed back to our first U-turn to head south through the Mammoth Hot Springs Terrace area. Maybe we'll finally get to our evening's parking spot at Fishing Bridge RV Park. Mammoth Hot Springs seems to be virtually dried up these days. Images from 100 years ago shows like there's a lot more hot springs flowing. Maybe the thermal event below the Mammoth area has quieted down.
We might be pulled through.
Might as well detach. I'll detach when you go in there.
Yeah, okay. There's a Christmas tree.
This campground, Fishing Bridge RV Park, has over 325 sites, all with hookups ranging from only power to full hookups. It represents the new style of camping in national parks, big rig RV friendly. Compared to our spot in Two Medicine, is quite possibly the complete opposite extreme. With flat concrete pads, few trees, no bushes, and a little room between each site, it's virtually characterless. This certainly works for larger RVs, but you know, it isn't my favorite. But at least no pinstripes on our rig today. We had planned for tonight to be date night at Old Faithful, and by gosh, we're still going to do it even after our long day getting here. We got the RV settled into our site, had a quick dinner, and headed out. On our way to the Old Faithful area, we passed the Continental Divide. At an elevation of 8,262 feet, it's the highest point on the entire Highway 89 route. Because we were running a little late, we didn't stop, but here's a photo from a previous trip.
So we're approaching Old Faithful. 7 o'clock in the evening. We parked at 6 o'clock. It's been a long day. Had a few issues on the way up. We had a few road closures on the way into the park. Luckily, everything is fine. We're in good shape. The Jeep's in good shape. Motorhome hasn't burnt down. Just been a long day, and we're trying to finish off strong here. So we're heading to Old Faithful. Hopefully, get an ice cream. We did this a couple years ago, and there wasn't very many people around. It was quiet. We had planned this when we made these reservations to do this in the evening, but it took us about 4.5 hours longer to get here. So I think it's going to happen. We'll see. Because that's what you do
here.
Yeah.
Is you go see Old Faithful.
Yeah.
That's kind of a must. It's a must do.
Yeah.
I think.
There's only one thing you're doing in this park, driving through. You got to see Old Faithful.
Yellowstone date night. Come watch Old Faithful in the evening and then get some ice cream and sit out on the second story porch. I think that does it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I can't believe there's hardly anybody here up on this porch. I've been here and it's been wall to wall people out on this balcony.
Yeah, probably at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's getting pretty late now, but it's late in the season, and I think that really helps. And coming here in the evening really helps too.
Evening is good.
Evening's good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting dark.
Does that mean we have to go?
Yeah.
Okay. It is empty. Empty. Empty parking lot at Old Faithful.
What is it, 8:30?
Yeah, at like 8:30. We're closing the place down. Wow.
last night we had a fun evening hanging out in the Old Faithful area. After a restful sleep, we got up early to see some waterfalls. Overcast and cold, we only had a few hours before we had to return to our RV and move it out of our sight.
Waking up.
There, I see the trail over there. The trail that puts you on top of the lower falls. It's right there.
And just like that, our stay in Yellowstone was over. You really need a week here to fully explore this huge national park. It's so spread out, and there's so much to see. We just got a taste in our less than 24 hours here. But onward south, Highway 89 will take us to one of our favorite places on Earth, the Tetons.
Okay, we're going.
We're heading to Grovon.
Grovont,
Tetons.
Tetons. What about you, dog?
99 miles. Let's go.
But maybe we can find one more place to explore before we depart Yellowstone.
The parking lot's got geothermal features. It's okay. Come on out. Come on out. Ooh, is there one right there between the bus and the white one? Or is that bus gonna go for it?
Oh, the bus must have just let out.
Yep. Well, there's a dip in this grate.
Yep.
Okay. Buses and RVs only.
Well, I'm an RV.
I think it looks good. And there's 3 more spots.
Nice. Well, we got a spot.
We are in the West Thumb Geyser Basin, and I thought, can you just pull through just on the off chance that there's an RV parking spot? And there happens to be 4. So I'm just kind of thrilled. This is gravy for me because we've done all we can do in the last 24 hours, but now I'm ready to go walk the geyser basin and check things out.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Yeah, maybe lunch.
And have some lunch. Why not?
Yeah, there
This
you go.
is good.
It's good.
This is good.
Way back in 1802, John Coulter explored the Yellowstone and Teton region. He's believed to be the first white man to see the boiling mud pots and steaming geysers. Because of his fantastical reports, many referred to the area as Coulter's Hell. These bubbling geysers are a good example of why it was called that. "69 years later, when Ferdinand Hayden conducted a geological survey, it was suggested that this area should be set aside as a national park. He reported that the land was unsuitable for farming because of its high elevation, and mining was impossible because of volcanic activity in the area. Because of his reports, Congress decided to withdraw the region from public auction. On March 1st, 1872, President Grant signed a law creating Yellowstone National Park. It was the first of its kind anywhere in the world.
The stuff that goes on here at this park just fascinates me.
The steaming pools of colorful water are otherworldly. It's so strange to see what comes out of the earth around here.
Hi, puppy.
We had a quick lunch and headed south. Construction was everywhere, which was good to see. This area is still rebuilding after the destruction caused by the 2022 floods.
Culvert, new stone walls.
Bridge. They're gonna double the bridge?
Look at that one. Look at that.
Oh. Oh.
A bunch of range or something.
Yeah, maybe a pullover over there so you could see that waterfall. Usually the line is like 50 cars deep at this time of day. There's a few. Wow. Oh, you're gonna do it?
Soon we entered the Grand Teton National Park, our third national park on this RV road trip, and one of our favorites.
Set out on the open road, same old place you always used to go when you were younger. We're speeding through a 50 song like your dad before you didn't even know.
Tall, pointy mountains, gorgeous lakes, and a large, flat valley to admire it all in for miles and miles.
Sitting in his rocking chair, soon
We can't wipe the smiles off our faces for how happy we are just being here.
although it's easy to remember, it's as easy to forget that it leaves you feeling down and filled with some regrets. All this trick of the memory, we call them good old days. Although sweet in the moment, it's poison for you. Listening to the same old tune as you heard before, you even knew the language.
We booked 3 nights in Grovant Campground. That's French for big belly. It originated from early French traders who misinterpreted a sign language gesture by the local Native American tribe. They called themselves white clay people. Anyway, Grovant has over 300 sites and rarely fills up, probably because it's mostly dry camping. There are about 30 sites with electricity, but we're well set up for dry camping, so we have no problem saving a few bucks while doing it. It was a smooth trip today, and we got to our site early enough to cook a little dinner on the Weber. We decided to relax this evening and discuss our options for the next few days. Little did we know in the morning we were going to get some mountain snow. In August. We hope you enjoyed our quick pass through Yellowstone as much as we did. It's remarkable how much we got done in less than 24 hours. Tune in next time as we witness the first snow of the season here in the Tetons, and we'll take a hike around Jenny Lake to soak in the gorgeous views. It's going to be what our family calls an SS, scenery saturation. We'll see you then.